Twice in just less than a year as Philippine president, Rodrigo Duterte has visited Beijing and met with Chinese President Xi Jinping. On both occasions, Duterte touted billions of dollars of aid and investment pledges, dams, bridges, and railways, badly needed infrastructure in the Philippines, courtesy of China.
There's definitely an economic pivot towards China, and I think for Duterte, he sees China as an indispensable partner for national development. Because the reality is that you have to talk to China, and China could be very beneficial to the Philippines. At the same time, U.S. reliability is also very much questionable, even more so with the Trump administration.
Duterte's approach couldn't be more different from his predecessor, Benigno Aquino III, who looked to the United States for all kinds of support, including in its bid to take China to court over the territorial dispute in the South China Sea. Duterte has so far refused to raise the issue of the ruling, which was largely seen as favoring the Philippines' position. From Aquino's rabidly pro-U.S. anti-China stance to Duterte's anti-U.S. tirades and friendly overtures toward China, the Philippines' foreign policy has undoubtedly made an astonishing turnaround. Duterte describes his foreign policy as being independent. On Thursday, the Duterte administration demonstrated this so-called independence by rejecting grants from the European Union that it says were conditional. Duterte has lashed out at the EU for criticism of his war on drugs.
The President has approved the recommendation of the Department of Finance not to accept grants, okay? It doesn't mean to say to reject that which is existing,
yes.
Okay? From the EU that may allow it to interfere with internal policies of the Philippines.
Also, having been at the receiving end of Duterte's harsh rhetoric, the U.S. So far, though, little evidence of ties with the Philippines disintegrating.
Duterte's rhetoric and his personal preferences are very shaped about who criticizes him in public and who doesn't. But as far as the administration of Duterte is concerned, the reality is that relations with EU still continue, relations with US is still there. At the same time, relations with China is improving.
All that can change, however, with one little disagreement over policy, ideology, or geopolitics. So the challenge is sustaining it over the full 6-year term of Duterte and beyond. Barnabilo, CGTN, Manila.